Thank God it's Friday. It's the 31st of August. Hard to believe it's the last day of August. Summer's coming to an end pretty quickly. Anyway, we're back on the 14-foot Lark trailer project today. And we're going to pick up where we left off. And where we left off the last video is it just started to rain. I was trying to get the tire put back on the rear. Actually, I was trying to exchange all 4 tires on this trailer. We got rained out, so we're back today to sort of finish the job. And what I want to start with is I want to go back and we've done the bearings, we greased the bearings, adjusted the bearings on the rearmost axle on this side of the trailer. But I've neglected to paint what I can paint while I'm there. I want to make it look as good as I can. So I've got some black rust paint and some aluminum rust paint. So we're going to paint the drums black and the grease caps aluminum colored. And that should make things look a little bit better. I may as well do it while I'm there. So we're going to pop that tire back off, or jack the trailer up, pop that tire back off, do a little bit of wire brushing, do a little bit of rust paint, and then we'll pop that tire back on and we'll move on to the other side, the front side tire of this side, and then we've got the other 2 to do on the other side. So we'll get busy. I'll talk about a few more things I bought for the trailer project when the sun changes directions, because as soon as I move in here, I get a pretty good shadow on here, so we'll come back to that later. Alright, that's looking a little better, looking like it should. So we've just got the cap taped up. We'll remove the cap afterwards, and we'll spray paint it with the aluminum paint, and then we'll reinstall the cap, and that should make things look a little bit better. We'll give you a before and after, maybe. Alright guys, one side is done completely and painted nicely. Or it's better than it was anyway. There's the after. I think that looks pretty good compared to, let me wander around the other side. Here's the before. So I think that's a definite improvement on the other side over this side. So we'll do the same on this side and clean things up a bit. Just putting the final touches on the driver's side of the trailer. And we've got the first coat of paint on the drums, and we've got the grease caps painted over here. It's drying in the kind of shady over here, but got about 3 coats on those, so we'll get those on shortly. Still happy with those. Anyway, back to what I also purchased for sort of the truck end of this trailer. So bought a brake controller, a Reese tow power brake controller. We've got a dual output adapter, so this is a 4-pin or 4-spade connector to a 7-pin round. So I've got a 4-spade on the truck currently, and we're going to convert that, or we're actually going to have both available, the round and the spade connector, so we're going to install that. I've got a new 12-volt battery for the Breakaway system on this trailer. I've got a new Breakaway switch and pin as well, and I picked up some, couldn't turn these down. They were $3. They're a Reese brand. They're just a cam buckle strap, but $3 you can't go wrong, so pick those up as well. So the only thing I'm missing is there's a wiring harness connector for the Ford F150 that goes with this Reese brake controller, and that's arriving I think on Sunday, so I'm short that connector unfortunately. I think we've got a Lynn coming up tomorrow to help me do the take a look at the wiring for the trailer. So it's unfortunate that I won't have that one harness to be able to hook it up fully, but that's a plug and play, but I'd really like to be able to test the brakes out. So anyway, I might go up to Canadian Tire tonight, this local store to me, and see if they might have an adapter for the F-150 for that Brakeman 4. That's it for now, and we'll get back to painting. Alright, the driver's side is now complete, and they look good. It's amazing how much difference a small bit of painting can make on a vehicle, and obviously the new rims and tires help. So the next thing to do on the trailer is to replace the trailer jack. We've got a new one of those to replace, so I think the best thing for me to do will probably be to hook it up to the truck to get the weight of the trailer on the hitch, and then I can remove that trailer jack and put the new one in, and then put the trailer back down, and everything should be good. Alright guys, Saturday, September 1st, just after 10 a.m. and we're just waiting for Ellen to show up this morning. Should be here shortly. We are going to do some wiring on the trailer and on the truck today. And there's quite a few wires actually cut on the trailer, including the magnets for the electric brakes have seemed to be immobilized for some reason, so I'm not sure if the magnets are bad or whether the previous owner just decided he didn't want to use trailer brakes, but I'm sure he could have got around it in a different fashion if that was the case. So we're going to go as far as we can today. We're going to obviously check all the lighting. We're obviously going to do all the wiring for the truck, including the 7-pin connector at the back. Like I said, I've only got a 4-way flat right now. So we're going to change that to a 4-way flat and a 7-pin. As I'd mentioned, we have the wiring for all that here in the truck. I did manage to pick up the brake control harness for the 2011 F150 that I have to go with the Brakeman 4 brake controller. So we're good to go there on all the components. So it should be a long day. We got a lot of work to do. So anyway, we'll fit lunch in there at some point as well, of course, and possibly a few beers along the way. Stay tuned. We just had the Hell's Angels show up in my driveway for some reason. Hope I'm not in trouble. Oh, not the Hell's Angels. It's a Lynn. Rock and roll star. You ready to work?
What's this garage?
I told him not to complain about my messy garage. So, first things out of his mouth. Oh well, what you gonna do? So I think I mentioned that this has the plug-in already for the brake controller, so we just got that plugged in and we've just got it sitting here on the seat, not mounted, and now we're working on the wiring at the back of the trailer. So we've just dropped the spare down to be able to get the access to trace those wires back to the connector. So fortunately the spare tire dropped without too much issue. Anyway, I'll give you an update in a minute. So I've taken a few panels off the inside of the truck. We're trying to find out where the blue wire terminates. We've looked in the harness towards the back of the trailer and towards the middle of the trailer, and we can't find where the blue wire from the factory port ends. So we're trying to follow that up and see if we can find it behind the dash here and see if we can find out where it goes. So I've just removed these two panels, but I'm not sure that's going to give us much help or not. But anyway, we'll get under there and see if we can find anything. So I think what I'm going to do on the inside of the truck, this is where the basically where the factory controller would install on the F150, and they've just got this little cup holder type thing in here. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking of actually mounting this brake controller in the cup holder, and we'll have to drill out the back. You can see there's a sort of a connector anyway. That would be for the factory controller. We're going to just drill through here with a Dremel, and we'll run the harness through the back and situate the controller in this cup holder. Okay, so we found that the blue wire for the controller terminates right here at this fuse block. We can see it on the one side, the blue coming from the one side on the front side here, but it actually doesn't travel through the block to the rear harness. So we're going to have to run a wire from the front side of this harness all the way to the back of the truck for this brake controller to work, right?
Yeah, and since we're running one wire, why don't we run the other one for the auxiliary?
We need to run an auxiliary wire as well. So we've tested it with the meter and with the test light, and everything seems to be working as it should, so we just need to run those wires all the way to the back of the truck. Okay, we've got the new 7-way plug installed, and we decided just to drill through the plastic bumper and install it there. I think it looks pretty good. The 4-pin is still in its position down here, so that looks good. Just putting the ground strap on and zip tying up the extra harness bits, and then we'll put the spare tire back up, and then we'll just clean up the passenger compartment a little bit and zip tie the extra cable from under here up underneath. So that'll be the last thing we do, and then the truck is all ready to go. Then we'll start working on the trailer. Okay, the truck part is done, so now we're taking a look at the wiring in the breakaway box. We've got a new battery for it. That is the old battery on the ground. So we're just trying to decipher what's going on inside here. Looks like we've got a yellow wire that's disconnected, which would be for backup lights, which we don't require. I think everything else is hooked up. So we're just going to tidy things up a little bit, replace the breakaway switch itself, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we've got the new battery installed for the breakaway system. We've got the new switch installed and tested, so that looks good. So the next thing we need to do now is to actually start working on the actual trailer brakes themselves, and also the lighting in general for the trailer. We need to just do quick checks on that to see how bad off we are as far as lighting is concerned. I seem to recall that the lights kind of worked when we pulled this trailer in the dark once, and that was a long time ago, so my memory might be not so good on that. But we do know that there's a few wires cut. We just don't know what's been cut yet, so we'll get to the bottom of that shortly. So we pretty much lucked out on the trailer lights so far. Everything is working. Signal lights, tail lights, all the marker lights, with the exception of two on the and the exception of two on the other side on the fender, which we're going to look into. Even the dome light works on the switch. It's got two switches actually, so probably take that cover off and clean it up a little bit. Looks like there's been some water inside of it, but so that's good. So we're going to add some additional lights to that location. We'll probably add a light to the front and at the rear of the trailer, some LEDs at some point. We'll just probably wire it into that wire right there. So that's it for now. We'll work on why the marker lights on the fenders are not working on the other side. Okay, so we're working on, I just said watch your head. Got that on video. I said watch your head. Anyway, knock some sense into them. Anyway, we're working on the brakes, and the trailer brakes had been cut. We've just checked the magnets for resistance, and there is resistance, as there should be, and you see some other wires that are dangling. I believe those are the magnets for the other side where they've just cut them on this side, so that wire actually runs through the axle tube to the other side. So we're going to check that to see if there's any breaks in the wire before we reconnect that back up. So brakes were a little frozen as well. It doesn't look like they've ever actually run trailer brakes on this, or they didn't run them for a long period of time anyway, because there's no scoring on the inside of the drums, and I noticed that yesterday. Watch your head. Anyway, what we think may have happened is I think the pin had seized in the brake controller on the switch, so maybe they couldn't disengage the brakes, so they just cut the brake. I don't know. We're trying to figure out why they would have cut these trailer brakes when they could have just basically not run with them at all, just by disconnecting the trailer brake controller. Anyway, from the battery, yeah. Alright, we'll come back. So we're just testing the magnets out, and we've got the trailer brakes energized. We just pulled the pin on the safety and energized, and that's actually working. The magnets actually work, so that's a good thing. So we're going to check the magnets on all four, so that will entail me taking everything apart again. So, and we're getting them a little bit more freed up. Like they said, they hadn't been used in a long time, while the trailer brakes were never used, so they were a little bit seized up. So we're working on getting those unseized as well. Okay, brake test. 3, 2, 1, go. Yay. Okay, we got trailer brakes on all four tires, so good to go. So the last issue we have to fix is this side marker light. It's the only light that's not working on the trailer, so we're just trying to get to the bottom of it. It looks like the bulbs are okay, so I think we might have a ground issue, and we're going to do some troubleshooting and check it out. Alright, end of day update. It's about 7:45, I believe. Eileen has just left. We had a nice dinner, and we rode the bike today, so as you know, so I thought I'd get home before it gets too dark out. Anyway, trailer's pretty much done, with the exception I got to put the grease caps back on, and we didn't manage to get this light working. We're gonna have to run a new wire for it. I believe the wire is shorted or something behind the paneling inside the trailer, so we're gonna have to find out where that short is or run a new wire probably. So we'll do that the next time. He did actually wire for the LED lights inside, and we'll do those the next trip he's up here, but the wire is run to the switch, so everything is good there. And obviously the big thing was that all the lights now work, with the exception of that fender light on the other side. All the lights work, trailer brakes work, the switch at the front's been installed, that works perfectly. All the wiring on the truck's been done, so we're good to go. Anyway, that's it for tonight. We'll get back out here tomorrow, and we'll continue on. Well, Sunday morning early, and just changing the license plate out. We'll put my plate on, take the old owner's plate off for starters, and they're going to take the trailer for a bit of a test spin this morning, see how the trailer brakes work. You know, maybe find an open parking lot and get them set properly with no load in the trailer at least. So that's what the plan is for this morning, and I think while we have it hooked up to the trailer, I still have to put that jack on the front. I've just got it sitting over here, so we've still got to install that. So that's what the plan is for this morning. Trying to be quiet while I work out here. Okay, new plates are on. She's all hooked up. Lights are good to go. So everything hooked up. Safety chains. That looks good. So let's take it for a little spin, see how we do. We'll find an empty parking lot somewhere. Okay, I'm just reading the initial setup directions for my Brakeman 4, and it says they want me to adjust the gain setting to approximately 2.0 by pressing the gain button down. So here's the setting for the gain. So let's go down to 2.0. And there's that. And the sync button they want to adjust to 4.0. So sync 4. Alright. So there's our initial settings. So let's go for a drive. Alright, the trailer seems to be pulling and braking pretty well with it set up. Doesn't look too bad as far as the tongue weight is concerned. Obviously no load in the trailer, so it'll sit a little bit lower. But yeah, seems to pull pretty well. First time I pulled it on this truck. So we pulled it with Les's F150 that's got the 5 liter in it, so mine's only got 3.7. Still 302 horsepower, I think, so I think it's got enough to pull it. So we're probably going to use a good wash at some point, get some of this black stuff off. Other than that, pretty happy with it. So the last thing we need to do, I think, is to, as I'd mentioned, replace that jack on the front. So we'll probably do that with the trailer still attached. And then there's some cosmetic stuff like, you know, fixing holes or fixing that kind of thing, salt rot down the bottom. So we'll do that eventually. It's not critical, but we'll do the trailer jack for sure. And like I said, we'll give it a wash, and then we'll probably call it a day. Obviously, we want to get the car and the trailer before we go to the trials. Check our E-Track system, check all our straps that we've purchased, make sure the car, we'll probably pull it with a car. Just make sure everything feels good with the car inside of it. And yeah, so I think it's looking good. Worthwhile investment. So I've got to grind off the bottom of this pipe because it's been peened over where it's damaged and I can't get it up through the hole. So I've got my long extension cord, 2 extension cords out, just so I can get the grinder out to the curb here. Guess I could have backed the trailer into the driveway, but anyway, we'll just work out here on the road. Alright, the old trailer jack is out. I'm giving it just a little fresh coat of paint. It's a little rusty under where that jack attached, so we just ground it down, give it a cool coat of paint, and we'll give it another one before we drop that back in and secure it. Alright, another small job done. Trailer jack is installed. We're running out of jobs, which is a good thing.